Hello everybody.
Hello everyone.
It's gone really dark.
Wow, the black clouds
the black
outside.
clouds. You can see the clouds right here. It's been beautifully sunny for a few weeks now,
Yeah.
and just over the last couple of days it's decided the heavens to open.
The storms are brewing.
Whoa.
Anyway, why are we on? We're on.
Hello.
When we first came out of the Watchtower and resigned for good, and one of the first books, not the first book, but there were a number of different books that we decided to get. And right up there in the top 3 books that we were looking for at the time was one by Hassan. And it was extremely helpful for us. It absolutely unlayered all of those things that we'd been through and gave us a broader understanding of what we've been involved with all of our lives. And the book that one of the books that we ordered on Amazon from Hassan was Combating Mind Control, and this is his old book. And but since then we've been to Stockholm. We met Stephen again. We met him last year as well, and he's now got his the rights to this book back, which he's been fighting for a long time, and he's revised it. And
It's a lot bigger. And
it's a lot bigger.
We've got a lot more information there about JWs as well, which is really good.
Yes, and this is the new book. It's a lot thicker than the old one, and we would strongly recommend to anybody out there that is looking to find as much information as they can as to what they've been involved with as a Jehovah's Witness, or for any cult for that matter. It's not just about witnesses. But within this book, we've now had a really good look at it, and we've read it. It is extremely helpful.
Yeah,
before you say anything else, I just wanted to point out that one of the things... Sorry, love. I'm sitting on your arm. Since we've come back, I've been in contact with 7 people now, 7 different individuals that have been directly affected because of this book in a positive way, that have now been able to bridge many of the questions with answers as to the hell that they went through. And these are 7 different individuals, and this is why for us it's extremely important that this book is seen in the right light, that there is a lot of extremely effective information in there that can help an individual start to understand what they were involved with if they were involved in cults.
When we were in the conference in Stockholm, Stephen had a handout on one of the sessions that he was doing, and handout was brilliant, and it had the diagram that's actually on page 92 and 93 in a handout form to show you what was in the book, because obviously not everybody had a copy of the book. And it's basically talking about the influence continuum, and it talks about destructive and constructive different parts to sects and cults and different religious groups. And so how to look at it basically, and within organisations themselves what to look for when it comes to constructive and destructive different bits. And it's just brilliant the way that it goes on. But the other bit that he was talking about while we were there was about how there's always some kind of hierarchy structure, and it tends to be the form of a pyramid. And so at the top you've got the leaders. Then for example, take Jehovah's Witnesses. You'd have the pyramid, you'd have Jehovah, then Jesus, then the governing body, and the faithful and discreet slave. Then you'd have elders, minister servants, pioneers and missionaries, and then the general public.
The minions.
And how they did it they even did this actually within the a meeting that I remember going to the call, and they did this as a talk.
Yeah, I remember that.
But what they did was they drew it on the the whiteboard at the back of the Kingdom Hall. The guy giving the talk did this structure, and he said, but in Jehovah's organisation, it's turned up the other way. So instead of it being that way up, Jehovah's on the bottom supporting the whole organisation. And I just thought, no, you have to turn it back the other way, because that's exactly what's going on here. But unfortunately, they don't see Jehovah as the main source, or Jesus, or the faithful, the discreet slave, and the governing body actually are the ones that are at the top. And then God is just a way of excusing everything that they say and do as that it's somehow hit from him and that his authority. Now I ask you, genuinely, how are they getting their information? Are they being fed this from Jehovah? The information that they feed you as a flock, are they actually being fed this information?
Really?
Are they divinely inspired? Are they being guided by him? And if so, how? Have you ever asked that? How are they getting all of this information? Who does it go to say, I've had this vision, or I've had this dream, or I've had this inspiration, we need to do an article on this? Who's feeding this information to the people in the writing department to file out all of these different articles?
Yeah.
Ask yourself that. Really ask yourself that. Is it Tony Morris? Is it Gerrit Loesch? Is it Stephen Lett? All of these governing body members, who are they? And
Really?
where are they getting their information from? Who's feeding them? Ask yourself that, because I'm asking.
Is it really a mist that they'll walk into, the governing body, and sit in a room full of mist?
Like the Pope does when he's
You know,
chosen.
and
The white
suddenly
smoke goes up.
They breathe in this mist and they come out with this new light, which incidentally we're going to be doing a video on new light very shortly.
But anyway,
But
going
anyway.
back to this structure of the pyramid scheme, it is absolutely a pyramid, and most organised religious groups have this pyramid scheme, this pyramid that they follow. They will say that they don't have a paid clergy class. Yes, you do. I also said this to somebody who was speaking to recently, because he agreed. He said they do have a paid clergy class, and we said yes, they absolutely do. You look at the circuit overseer, for example. When you know the circuit overseer is coming to your kingdom hall, what do you do as a congregation? You rally round. The kingdom hall gets scrubbed from top to bottom, cleaned thoroughly. There's announcements going out a few weeks before saying make sure everybody's going to attend. Who's going to have them for dinner? Who's going to have them for lunch? Where are they going to stay? Who's going to be working with them on the ministry when they are actually attending? They're treated like royalty.
Yeah.
They get the car paid for, they get the clothes paid for, they get the food, accommodation all paid for. Now, if that's not a paid clergy class, what is?
I've often thought about when the CO and his wife turns up at the Kingdom Hall. It's never, they don't actually see the reality of the congregation.
No, they see it all
it's
blitzed
all
up.
bull, because everything is up to notch, but actually it's not the real congregation. And another one is, I've seen elders wearing their best suits, one that they wouldn't normally wear,
No.
and suddenly they're, oh my goodness, look, he's put his best silk suit on, and they're nervous. They're really nervous that this guy has turned up, because quite often they get a grilling and lots of asked questions about, have they met this stat, have they met that stat, are they accomplishing this, that and the other, based on my last visit 6 months ago. Where are you? What have you actually done about this? So they get absolutely grilled, because that's how the hierarchy, that's how the authority works, from the top down. That's how it works. And they govern it with an iron fist. And anybody that's not working within that circle and within that pyramid, guess what happens? Well, they're out. A lot of this is explained within this wonderful book. And it is the revised one. If you haven't got it, get it. Because we would strongly recommend that this is one you should keep on your shelf once you've read it, and be able to use it as a reference to help others who are inevitably starting to leave Watchtower and other cults, because the word is getting out there that there is information that can be used to unlock the individual within themselves to realise that they have been involved in something that's known as undue influence, and that they can start to think critically and enjoy the life that they've been given.
This wonderful life we've been given.
So please, this is a useful tool.
It's not the same as the old one. So if you've made that thinking that it actually is the same as the original one, if you compare the two, they're not the same book. They really aren't. So if you've got that one, don't be fooled into thinking, well, I've got it, I've read it already, which a lot of people, in fact, a lot of people we spoke to actually feel that that's the case. It's a very different book, and it's well worth the read. If you like Stephen Hassan's previous books, you're going to love this one. So we highly recommend getting a copy. But anyway, we just thought we'd do that, and hopefully you'll all read it and get some help in one way or another.
And it'll help many more.
Yeah.
As I said, the last few days, we know of 7 people that have been helped by this book. So
there's a couple more as well, but 7 in specifically that have actually mentioned they've been directly helped.
brilliant.
So well done, Stephen. It's a really good book.
Well done, Stephen. We love you to bits.
Yeah.
And that's it, isn't it?
It is it. We shall say goodbye.
Yes.
Bye bye.
Yeah. Bye for now.